Oh, I can't hear you. Hold on. I gotta fix my settings over here.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
First of all, how are you?
Yeah, doing great.
Really excited about that Charles Hoskinson interview. That's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, that'll be awesome, man. I'm still waiting for him to get back with me. I emailed him. I tried to DM him. I tagged him. Consensus is Thursday through Sunday. I'm just gonna go out there to do the interview, really.
Okay. A little time pressure on this one and a sweet spot. So I'm going to walk you through it real quick. To be clear, you wrote this. You just don't even realize you wrote it.
Okay. I've written a lot of things in my life.
You've been banging the drum on the accredited investor thing for a while.
Absolutely.
And a while ago, you mentioned something on one of the specials or one of the nightly wrap-ups about the means testing being stupid and having an actual test.
Yeah.
We're calling it the Financial Education and Inclusion Act of 2022. Essentially, what we're doing is we're going to get California to pass a resolution calling upon the federal government to remove the the accredited education school requirement that the SEC is getting ready to lock into place by moving the accredited investor out of the ivory towers of elite colleges and away from the means testing to an actual online free to take test that you have to take every few years to stay accredited. We'll actually be doing more to fight the scammers than anybody else, because accredited investors will now have to be continually educated. And as scams evolve and change, things that weren't covered 20 years ago in your school are covered in your every 4-year test.
Yeah, I feel good about this. I mean, I think this lines up perfect with, the message of the channel and coming out against the accredited investor laws. And, anytime you're talking about financial inclusion, that's the very heart of crypto. Yeah, and the thing is it removes where basically you're blaming everybody else. No, you understood when you took this investment test, you are responsible for your own funds. And I think that's also a very powerful piece of this. And that's another time where crypto is just taking financial responsibility for yourself. Well, cool. Well, Ryan, I gotta go. I will talk to TJ about all this.
We're good to go. As soon as you green light me, we go to the language people and we start moving, because we gotta move quick on this to get through our chance to get through the rules committee, or we have to push till next year.
Okay, awesome, Ryan. I'm excited, man. This is great, man. Great work.
All right, sounds good.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, bye. That was Ryan, who we went out to Sacramento with, and basically we're working on trying to get some laws passed, and this one is financial inclusion. So what this would be doing is we would be picking states, and we would. The 3 states we'd be looking at first would be California, Florida, maybe Texas, most likely Colorado. And what we would be doing is we would be getting rid of the accredited investor laws. So what would happen is, instead of someone needing a certain amount of money or a certain number of years of schooling, all they'd have to do is basically pass an accredited investor literacy test, show they know the risk, show they know basics about investments, and they can be an accredited investor. There's a changing world, and you got to think about the people, and the people, they want the bare naked truth. They want to know that they're going to be able to invest and change their lives financially. And, I think that this is going to be an opportunity for more people to feel included in the overall financial system, especially when it comes to investing, that weren't before. The laws are stacked against minorities, they're stacked against people that work full-time jobs, they're stacked against homeschool kids, because they don't have the same the same steps of education that public school has. So there's all kinds of barriers. We're tired of people on Wall Street and Washington being the gatekeepers. We're about to go down there and bust the gates open for the people.
This man just changed on camera.
Did you I thought that'd be a nice little thing.
What's the idea for this Charles interview?
So people are gonna have to go out there, and I'm waiting to hear from him on whether he wants to do it Thursday evening or Friday in the daytime. If it's Thursday evening, we need to have a couple people go out there early to set it up. So I asked him what hotel he's staying in. A little awkward, I guess.
It was a little
Charles, are you at? Maybe get a conference room at that hotel, like just like a meeting room. I'm almost thinking kind of like, almost like 60 Minutes style.
Yeah.
Yeah. This needs to be like S tier quality.
Yes.
In my view.
Yeah.
This is like S tier crypto.
Yeah.
What about doing a video on coins, like coins from the previous bull market that didn't make it to, you know, like basically saying like, don't hold on to Shiba Inu or.
Yeah, I think like that is a good video. I do like that idea because the other video idea I actually had was like, really, how do you survive a bear market?
Right.
Like, I've been through it. I went through it. This is how I survived it. Let's see, I had a lot of stuff. Somebody hit my mailbox last night, apparently.
I wonder who.
Like, came out and the mailbox was turned around backwards. Might be the troublesome neighbors, we probably think. Their side mirror was in my yard, so it's gonna be pretty easy. Just find a
car with a missing side mirror.
My Ring doorbell's not been working, and just last night I ordered new batteries. Too late. Okay, something I've never actually done on this channel is really like go into detail with my story and like I almost died, because I had a guy message me last night and said that, you know, I heard you mention recovery, my son just died of an overdose, and like we're starting this foundation, we're doing all this. He's like, it meant so much hearing you talk about that. And I think that's something a lot of people relate to, and if we remember our mission here is like bigger than just like clicks and content. So thinking about a way to do that, do that well, you know.
Would it be part of the, you maybe do a part of the on the vlogs, maybe just being more intentional about working in Blake House stuff.
Maybe it is an entire vlog. Like I want one video that tells the whole story. 8 studios we're gonna build up there, and then
8 studios?
Yeah, just in that room. We already have a bunch of studios built in the back. So, how many studios are we gonna have total? Do you know?
There's 9 with yours upstairs, and then there's
11 with the option of 14.
You guys all work different places, or do you actually work in this building?
So our headquarters is in Las Vegas.
Right.
So the 3 of us come out of 4 of us come out of Vegas.
Yeah.
Jason, he works here and at our College Park facility. Bounces back and forth between the 2. So
When did that one open?
College Park, College Park's been there doing crypto mining for the last, I don't know, 5-6 years.
Yeah.
We bought it in 2020, December 2020.
And what about this building?
We bought this building in August of 21, yeah, and we've been building out on it ever since.
I'm decently sure somebody tried to sell me this building. You know, I bought my first Bitcoin in 2012, really got, you know, neck deep in 2017, but people hear 2020 and you're like, oh, that seems so late, it's just 2022. And look at what you've been able to do so far. So I think that's a testament. You know, I thought I was too late when I decided to start this channel in December of 2017. So I think that's just really proof that, you know, when you see something that's a good opportunity, when you have that epiphany about the future of money, and with energy and renewable energy sources and solar, I think like kind of the future of where the oil industry moves is there. Such a big opportunity. There's plenty of room still left.
All right, Ben, how do we think that went?
Really well. I had no idea what to expect, really. I've never been to a mining facility, and you know, you kind of like just think of a mining facility as like a faceless number of people, but they're real people here that work, you know, from the Georgia area, the North Atlanta area. They are really passionate about the environment, and that everything they're doing is impacting the world in a positive way. It's not just about necessarily making money, but creating those renewable energy sources is a big part of this as well. So I really love listening to all their thoughts and getting straight from the Bitcoin mining perspective of why proof of work is important and what makes it better than everything else. I think it's good to hear. I think a lot of people, you know, would do good to, you know, watch this video and hear about what they had to say.
This man is teaching us how to fish. I call him the Crypto Jesus. Ben Bitboy Armstrong is live on Real Show. Amen. There we go. I'm gonna take it. All right, man. Let's go ahead and get right into it.
I had this epiphany that we're not going to be trading pieces of paper and pieces of metal 100 years from now. It's all going to be digital. I think everybody would see that's obvious. And so behind that belief, I was like, I'm going to start a crypto YouTube channel. I'm going to use that to learn more about crypto myself, find ways to get paid in crypto, because I didn't have a lot of money to invest. Yeah, in 2017, you know, I saw a lot of people doing it the wrong way. And what they were doing is they were favoring kind of like short-term money over long-term money. And so when we really started building the channel out, well, it was me by myself at first. Of course, I've got 60 employees now, but
That's what we call a hype bill moment. Boom, boom, boom. That's why we call it the crypto Jesus. You teach people to fish. Turn water to wine.
Yeah.
So live. Let's end it on that note. We appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming by. Before we go, let me give you a little bit of Pops Knows Best, man. Using your mishap to help others thrive is the ultimate form of a blessing. This man has been doing that. He kind of just explained that. So I want you guys to take heed and do that too. We're about to get back into this mix right here, right now. If you're on the radio side, tomorrow you guys tune in. And big boy, I appreciate you, man. It's been a pleasure. Absolutely. There it is. Truth Radio. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yes, sir.
It's good.
We'll get it.
So how we feeling, Ben?
That was fun, man. I love people from Atlanta. I love supporting the Atlanta community, and hearing all the stuff they're doing with philanthropy and like giving away bikes to kids and turkeys at Thanksgiving. Like, that's the stuff we love. And so, when you meet some people, you just connect with them. And especially when you connect with them and you have kind of the same goals. And so, like I always say, what good is money if you can't do positive stuff with it? So getting right here to the interview. Interview was awesome. I had a good time. It's good exposure to maybe a different audience than I might normally get. But ultimately, it's kind of the relationships behind the scenes is the more important stuff.